All right, we are now live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. Once again, we are here to sell... All right, we are... I got to lower that down. We are here to sell you hot dogs. Yes. All right, all right. Well, hey, I want to... This is mostly just for the guys here, but I wanted you guys to hear some messages that my wife got. I'll try to make this story short, which it's almost impossible to do. So I got home today from work, and my wife was laying down taking a nap, and I said, ooh, opportunity to lay down and take a nap with the wife. So I laid down with her, and as we're laying down, her cell phone rings. And her cell phone rings, and it's a scam call. I mean, I immediately know it's a scam call because of the fact that it said, you know, potential scam call, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Damn it, why can I not find anything on her phone? Okay, hold on a second. And so I said, okay, let me, the person hung up. So I said, let me go through her phone because she's got,
You have 2 saved messages.
all right, hold on a second.
Saved message. Yes, this is Nancy Lewis.
Oh, I want to raise the volume. All right, hold on a second. All right, you guys got to listen to this message. Hold on.
Some new changes that have taken effect recently. Reference to your federal student loan.
Stop.
I need to discuss your repayment options with
Stop.
some new change. Message saved.
All right, here we go.
Saved message. Yes, this is Betty Morris. I'm calling in reference to your federal student loan.
Betty Morris,
Message
right?
saved. There are no more messages.
Now listen to this
Main
message.
menu. To listen to your messages, saved message. Yes, this is Nancy Lewis. I'm calling in reference to your
Nancy
federal
Lewis.
student loan.
Now listen to the other one.
Saved. Saved message. Yes, this is Betty Morris. I'm calling in reference to your.
Is it Betty Morris or Nancy Lewis? What do you guys think? Actually, I deleted like 3
Are you
other
saying
calls.
that their voices may sound kind of similar?
Yeah, that was what I was trying to figure out.
Huh.
Because I actually
I don't
deleted
know.
I deleted like 3 or 4 more from her, all with different names. I just thought that was hilarious. That each message was a different. It was the same voice, the same woman, but she was giving herself a different name each time. I mean, I know it's an automated thing. You know, they're just leaving him. Oh, we lost Avery. Oh well.
All humans look and sound identical.
That is true. Says the Slee Stack, right?
Yep.
But I don't know if he was having an issue or if he jumped because he doesn't want to play my little games. But that's okay. Hopefully he'll come back. All right, let me get my camera up so I can draw.
Well, I think he dropped out a couple times, so he might be having issues with connection.
Well, I never know if it's me pissing him off or something I'm doing or if it's his connection. So I always assume it's me.
Yeah, that doesn't make things all that helpful, I guess, if you can't determine between the two. But as long as you're able to keep the show going, I guess.
Well, sometimes I just want to have fun with stuff, and I don't care if anybody else finds it fun or not. Actually, I've got Lego news to share, but I'm not going to do it on the live stream. That would tick him off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's
one of my buddies who is a Lego fan sent me an article today. They just announced the next Lego minifig set that's coming out in May.
Oh, okay.
And it's Disney characters, and I'm very excited because they look awesome.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find my pencil. And we'll get started.
I thought it was maybe one of those Lego movies or Lego video games, and not everybody's into that, but that actually sounds pretty cool.
Well, they do what they Lego puts out blind packs, and they do different series. They put out like 3 a year, and we always look forward to them because we always like completing the sets. They did 2 sets for the Batman Lego movie, which I absolutely fell in love with when I first saw them, and that's what actually got me into collecting them was the Batman ones. But since then, they've done Harry Potter, they've done Ninjago, they've done the Lego Movie 2 figures. And I mean, there's lots and lots of different sets, but those are the ones that we collected. Those are the ones we started. and we're looking forward to this new one because it's got some very unique figures in it.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Lego is it seems like they've gone up in cost over the years. I mean, maybe a little more than inflation, but I'm not sure about that, so I don't want to.
Very much more than inflation, I think. And they whenever they come out, it's always the price is usually based on the number of pieces in a set, and it's really it also depends on whether or not it's a licensed one. Like the Marvel ones will be more expensive than just like a regular one, but we usually wait for a sale or a good price.
That'd be cool. They have like some sort of set of blocks based upon hero.
Yeah. Well, one of my all-time favorite Lego figures that they've come out with so far are the ones for the Incredibles, and I have all of the Lego minifigs that they've put out for the Incredibles because I bought all the sets. But this new blind pack, it's going to include Edna Mole or whatever her name is, the girl that does the designing, and Frozone. So we're finally getting a Frozone figure, which is very cool. All right, he came back and then he disappeared again. I think it's probably because we were talking Legos. He hates Legos.
Oh, I thought maybe it had really. That's
yeah, he hates it when I talk Legos, but oh well. It's my channel.
What about the old school stuff? They had some real cool space Legos back in the day. It was the pre Disney ones. They were just called Space Lego.
Well, I think Mike, when he was a kid, we started collecting when they came out was the Episode 1 Star Wars sets.
Oh, I see.
I think that's when he started getting into Legos. So, but he's been a fan of Legos for many years. So
there was this kind that was based on, they were just called Space Lego, and they started off in the 70s. I think they went on to the 80s and the 90s. It changed quite a bit, but over the years.
I know they had different sets that kind of didn't stick around.
The ones from the 70s were really cool.
Well, Mike also collected the Bionicles. I don't know if you're familiar with those or not.
No.
Those are the ones where there was a cartoon and everything for it. But they were the ones that created like robot creatures, and they had developed their own little world and so forth. And it was kind of cool, but he liked. I think if he had to choose, he would pick regular Legos over those.
I think that the thing is that they used to have their own unique Lego world, of Lego universe, where they'd have, at least for the space Legos, and then they started making contracts or licensing. Licensing agreements with like different movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Books and stuff, and that like Harry Potter and stuff like that. And then maybe that's part of why they went up in price. I don't know.
Well, anything that's licensed by them, it usually ends up costing a lot more. So, their lines, like right now, the biggest regular Lego line is the Lego City line, which
I'm looking at that.
Yeah, they break that into all different themes. Like they recently did
the space starter set, and it seems like it's like maybe $26 or something. And I'm got 107 pieces.
Yeah,
that seems like a good deal.
Well,
minor damage, I see.
Yeah, well then you get something like they recently did Overwatch Lego sets, and even the smallest set was like $12 to $15. It's barely got anything in it. Oh, we lost him again.
I think it's more fun when they got ones that are in a way it can be more fun if they got. I mean, I think that's more affordable and you get more stuff probably.
Yeah. Well,
in some ways it can be more fun if they come up with their own ideas. But I think it's cool that they're also licensing things. I think it's good that they have both. The
more licensing stuff that they do, usually the more expensive it is. So, I mean, which just makes sense. But
this is the first time I heard of Lego City. It's weird. It just popped up on my screen just as you were saying it.
They recently had a set or they had a theme set where it was firefighters, and there was all these different situations where the firefighters, like there was the water boat firefighter, and there was the, you know, put out the hot dog cart was on fire, and there was a vehicle that came with that, and it was interesting. And the one before that was the Arctic sets, which were actually kind of cool.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. But Mike doesn't really care about the city stuff. He likes more of the licensed stuff. All right, we got to stop talking about Legos.
So who is Mike, by the way?
That's my son. Mike's my son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of like confused.
I always mention the boy's name, and yeah. Actually, I invited him to join the live stream. I don't know if he's paying attention or not tonight or not. He's off.
Yeah, I don't have chat open. I wish they would make it easier for me to look at the chat. I can see why people can lose track of it, because one has to load a different screen.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3 screens up right now, so I'm watching it, but there's nobody saying anything, which is okay. Hopefully Avery will come back. He came back like twice already.
Yeah, only 2 watching.
Well, I know I'm one of them, so.
Yeah, 2.
He might be watching. He might be waiting for us to stop talking about Legos before he joins.
Oh, yeah.
Which wouldn't surprise me.
I actually just stopped. Let's see. Which character is this?
That I'm drawing now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up as I go. So.
Oh, this isn't one of the main characters?
Nope. This is just me kind of screwing around. There's nothing. Haven't decided. I don't even know what kind of creature he is. I'm kind of just winging it this evening.
So is this just like a different kind of parallel universe?
You mean for Hero?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a parallel universe, but it's a world that we created. So it's got some of its basis. Some of the basic structure of it is based on Greek mythology. But there's more than just Greek mythology that's involved here. So
there's
Avery. Did you ditch because Lego talk, or were you having issues?
I was having issues to start with, and I kept ditching because of fucking Legos.
Okay. we stopped.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, I didn't realize you were an anti-Legite.
They should all be burned.
Well, that plastic's not good for one's lungs.
I can't stand it when Andrew talks about Legos. It makes me want to kill myself.
He shared a
video. Stepped on them before? Is that the problem? Because I've stepped on them before, and
yeah, he showed me a video of a guy stepping on them.
I wish Andrew would step on them. I showed Andrew a video of a guy jumping several feet into a mound of them.
You know, I know I've probably stepped on them some point in my life. I just don't ever remember doing it. But I'm sure I have.
Oh, deservedly so.
Yeah. Well, we almost had an issue this morning, but Raphael took care of it. I had left a bowl. Hey, Yokamilk, how's it going? I had left a glass bowl on the kitten's tower for water, and usually when I leave it on the tower, I try to leave it lower down so that if they knock it off the tower, it's not going to break. But for some reason, I was an idiot, and I left it up really, really high. And this morning, I heard this smash, and then I heard somebody picking up pieces of glass, and I'm like, "Is everything okay?" And Raphael said, "Yeah, one of the cats knocked over the bowl and broke."
I was going to ask if a cat was responsible.
Yes, the cats are responsible. They are a-holes.
Well, I mean, when somebody knocks over, when I hear about milk getting knocked over from some odd place, it sounds like a cat.
Yep. They have a tendency to do that because they're like
cats are jerks.
They are jerks.
Yeah, there's this.
Just say it. Cats are jerks.
Yep.
There's this little cartoon of this cat's in the bar, and the bartender says, "You're just going to knock that over." Yeah, it's like a glass of water. I got that all wrong.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Dog him out.
Yeah.
And then there's like one where there's a business cat. He's in a suit and tie, and he's in his office. He just kind of knocks over his water and just acts like it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Hey D, how's it going? He says, I saw that your Avengers Legos had a few thousand views. You might have to do some more Lego videos, but I hate Legos and won't be watching. Actually, yeah, that's one of my. I actually have 3 videos on my channel that have thousands of views, which is so shocking. One is when Mike and I were starting the hunt for the Avengers Infinity War Legos. 2 is where I talk about the Thundercats Roar cartoon. And the 3rd was when we did that video in Walmart of the Shark Week toys. Those 3 videos are like my biggest views on my channel, and you'd think I would get smart and start making more of those type of videos because those are the ones people were looking for. But
yeah, especially if you tie that in with comic books, if you can use that to get as an angle to get people interested.
Well, I've gotten some subscribers who are Lego specific, type of people that are looking for Lego videos, and they like some of my videos.
And they don't like your comic books?
No, the comic books are the least things that people look at, which is really weird. But
well, it's actually, well, considering like the Big Two's business model, it's not all that weird. I think I think the key is to get people who are interested in other kind of nerdy or geeky hobbies interested in comic books. That's why I'm involved. I'm pretty new to the comic book scene.
Yeah. Well, I like making videos about the things that I like, and that includes Legos, that includes comics, that includes art, that includes,
That's key to a successful channel. I think it's just, I'm saying this with no videos on my channel, but I've noticed.
Yeah, but
people with successful channels do what they're interested in, and
yeah. Well, the funny thing is you got to find a connection with people. Something that you like that they like, and sometimes that's not easy to do. It's not.
And sometimes other people have the same eye you did and beat you to it, and you're just kind of like, oh man.
I don't really care. I still make videos.
Yeah, Ethan kind of did that with to a lot of people. The whole Star Wars thing. I think there's this whole Star Wars community, I guess, that made that. There's some people who became really successful at that, but maybe if somebody else did it, maybe they want to watch the videos. They might.
Well, see, one of the things I like to do is I was doing videos like comic reviews, but then I would get so far behind, and I'd be reviewing a book that everybody and their brother had reviewed already, and I was like, nobody's going to pay attention to that, and then you'd be surprised at how many people will find the videos later. I've got people commenting on videos that I posted like 3 or 4 months ago, and I'm like, where were you guys when this was actually interesting? But they're out there.
Maybe I could review my graphic novels that I got in the mail.
Absolutely.
I'm a bit behind reading them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a comment just the other day on one of my videos. Oh, it was the Thundercats Roar video where somebody commented, "This show's not even out yet," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. What?" That video is from like 4 months ago.
I think people are finding my 50-cent bin videos.
Well, that's cool.
And 50-cent bins are actually something I'm really into. I like it.
You can find some really cool stuff in 50-cent bins.
That's what I prefer to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, why go in and get something from the Big Two that's like some of those are like what is up to $7 or $8 now, and it's because they're putting out books that nobody wants to buy, and maybe the ones that they do want to buy, they go and they have to overprice.
Yeah, the only thing from them I want to buy are back issues, and there's a lot of good stuff in 50-cent bins.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Excalibur recently. I'd love to have a whole nother set of Excalibur.
Yeah,
like Alan Davis issues.
Yep.
I'm missing a few. I have some of them, but not all of them. So
yeah, I have most of them, I think, but I don't have them all.
Yeah.
Because back then, man, dude, when a book came out, if you missed it the next month, it was $5-10.
Yeah.
With most comics, if anything that was good, anything that was popular, and they printed hundreds of thousands of them, and they went up that much. These days, when the next issue comes out, the previous issue goes in the dollar bin, 50-cent bin a lot of times.
No.
There isn't the value there used to be.
No value. No value.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
Yoka Milk says, I have to do character sheets. Nighthawk Warrior says, hello. Hey, man. And Yoka Milk says, can I draw your character for you? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to.
Yeah. Fan art's great.
Yeah, we love fan art. Matter of fact, we put fan art in our books. So if you do something really cool, hell, it doesn't even have to be that cool. I'll still put it in the book.
It doesn't have to. Whatever you do, it's going to be better than Andrew.
Oh!
Oh, it's true. I was listening. John Malin was doing that, and it was Malin and Elliot were doing that the other day. I was like, I get up for work, and those guys are streaming.
Yeah.
And so I listen till I get ready for work. Then when I got to work, I put my earphones in. They're still streaming. I'm halfway. I was almost halfway through my work day.
But Ethan had a 3-hour live stream today with Tug was there for the most of it, and Edwin jumped in, and then Zach was on, and I had a meeting that I had to go to, and Zach was on, and Zach started talking, and I'm like, crap, I gotta leave and go to this meeting. So I paused it, because if I pause it, I can come back and continue playing it. But he had already finished the live stream by the time I got back, so when I hit play, it started the whole thing all over again. I'm like, damn it.
But it didn't delete it?
It didn't delete it. It didn't delete it, but
because sometimes EBS puts it on what do they call that? The unlisted, so
yeah.
No,
it's still out there, so
brownie points or whatever the hell they call that. And I guess I can understand that if he wants people to watch his channel. I just wish he'd keep those videos on because they're really cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good conversations with people, a lot of funny stuff. It really had a rough time in my life. I was good, and that just really cheered me up.
Yoka Milk just asked if I'd put a picture of Hero on the Discord for use for reference. Absolutely. Let me finish this, and I'll put the cover to book 1 is probably one of the better pictures of him. It's probably like the easiest one to share, and I'll put that out there, and you can do with it as you please.
So are they all dog people, or is it different kinds of animal people? I mean,
different. They're different kind of animals. Different kinds of animals.
Is that a bear or a dog? I can't.
I'm not really sure what it is.
Okay,
he started
I
out.
felt bad about it. Like saying dog. No, maybe that's a bear.
He started out kind of as a weasel, and then I kind of gave him otter ears, and then I'm not really sure what he is. Like I said, sometimes I just draw. I don't have an idea in my head what I'm doing. So
yeah, that's true. That's I can attest to that.
Oh no!
So much love in the room today.
That sounds like fun. That's the important thing. If people forget about that, but that's fun that
it's really, really fun torturing him.
Yeah, that too. And that's fun too. I mean, fun for the viewers.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, he does. Sometimes I go too far and I hurt his feelings, and I have to dial it down for a little bit.
Usually, it's only when he starts yelling at me.
Did you check out Ortiz, his stream? I think it was last night. I was on there, or the night before. I was on there with Manny.
Yeah.
And we were just teasing the heck out of Manny about him. He's like a couple of years older than E, so he was like teasing him about how old he was. And then like he was like turned into that Manny was the creator of the universe or something by the time we got done with the story.
See,
we were talking about all the different things that Manny invented.
See, Avery and I are very close in age, so I don't think he can pull the old man card on me. But
Manny's only 2 years older than he is.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's only like a couple of years older.
Yeah. Andrew's only a couple years older than me.
Yeah, so that was what part of that was kind of like an ironic thing where he was just ironically calling them old because they're the same age, basically.
Chester Busby is live. Yokamilk says he might make a video of him drawing my character. Don't worry, we'll link you in the description. Oh, awesome. I'm all for that.
Cool.
I'm absolutely all for that. I kind of had an idea of, with this character, I was making him kind of barbarian-ish, and I wanted to do like a tattoo on him, but he's covered in fur, so you're really not going to see tattoos.
No, do it like maybe paint on his fur, or just he has very distinctive fur patterns.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Chester's got his show, and he's got his show at some point in time. And they'll kind of and then this show's on as well. And I don't know if they all kind of overlap at various times.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Overlap with Chester's a little bit.
Zach made a video the other day, and he said that back in the early days of Comicsgate, when you would go to review a book, you'd like check with everybody else and say, "Hey, I'm going to do a review. Have you already?" And if somebody's already done it, you watch their video, like to make sure you didn't say the same thing that they said. And and he says now it's all everybody's just putting everything out there. Nobody's checking in with nobody, and they're just throwing it out there. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's become so big. It's not just a couple people, here and there. It's a huge.
Yeah, because to start with, it was Zach, Cummings, Doug.
Yeah,
I Love Comics, and right behind them, Frugal and some more people came along.
Yep.
To start with, it was just 4 or 5 of them.
What about like Angleton? Do you know when he came around?
Well, he was I Love Comics. So,
I Love Comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was one of the original guys too.
I know he's OG.
The OCG.
As OG as anybody can get in the
OCG,
movement
that's
that's
right.
only about a year old or so.
Yeah, it was them. They were it, and it wasn't called Comicsgate.
No, that happened after the milkshake incident, right?
Yep. And the first person on our side I heard really adopt it and say maybe we need a Comicsgate, it was Nerd Wonder.
Yeah.
There's that debate of who, and it doesn't really even, I don't even really care who started it.
That was just the first person I heard say it, and it was late one night. And I think it was on an Anglantine or Weaponized Nerd Raiders channel, because Wep was there too.
But it's interesting because I always thought it was just started by our opponents as a slur.
Yes, they did. But one of the first people I say to adopt it, I heard adopt it, was Nerd.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I didn't.
So we should all play her.
Part of it early on.
It's all her fault.
Yeah, Nerd's been around. Nerd Wonder was right behind. She was part of that second group of critics and people.
Yeah.
Before it was even called Comicsgate.
Yep. All right, let's save this video real quick.
Yeah, I think it's very successful if there's several Comicsgate streams going. That means that it's it's not just some sort of.
Well, if you notice, people bounce around the chats a lot.
Yeah.
They bounce around. You'll see. You can go from show to show to show and see the same people.
Yeah, it would be nice if there were a little more people than that, but there might be somebody on a bigger show. They say hello to a friend, and they might settle watching. They might pay a little more attention to the smaller channel, but they might still go and say hi.
Or there's times like when Ethan does High Council, I go watch someone else.
Yeah, he wasn't on High
Council. Is it just Star Wars?
Yeah,
because I kind of gave up on Star Wars once Disney did. I definitely gave up on it when Disney did it.
I go watch one of the other guys.
Yeah.
When Mike does cross examinations, I go watch one of the other guys.
Yeah. Well, I watch videos from guys. Like, I watch some of the quartering videos, and I don't know anything about gaming, you know? I just go to listen to the news and hear what he has to say. I don't know. 90% of the time, I have no clue what he's talking about, you know?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering. I played it once in the 1990s.
The only thing I know about Magic the Gathering is I threw away $10,000.
Oh, boy.
That's all I know.
Yeah, we've had that discussion. It's a sad story.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
It's a sad.
Yeah, I've told it a couple of times.
Yeah.
And that's all I know is I threw away $10,000.
We're on the East Coast, Yoka Milk, so it's 8:07 for us. So, Avid came in, said hello, and then he had to bounce. That's okay.
Hey, Avid.
He's already gone. But that's okay.
Bye, Avid.
Bye, Avid.
He's one of the people that listens later, which that works too. That counts, man. That counts as a click. That counts as a view. I will accept it.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong as long as hopefully somebody will be able to, you know, as long as they actually do watch it later. I'm not trying to guilt trip people. It's just a cool thing if they have around to watching. That's great.
I have 72 followers. And my live streams get like 15 to 20 views afterwards.
Yeah.
After I stream. That's a pretty high percentage of people coming later, which is really good.
If I see something really entertaining on here, I'll show it to a friend. I'll show it to anybody who'll watch, actually.
Which I felt bad about my last stream. I was okay at the beginning, but I've been having these really nasty sinus headaches a lot.
Yeah.
And about halfway into the stream, one came on me. And if you were listening to that one yesterday, I started out okay and then went like way down.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, I just deleted the video. Cry.
Oh no,
Andrew.
Well, I still have the chat. I still have the thing up. I just deleted what we were. Yeah, I know. I do not like this new setup that they got going on here.
I don't like new Coke either. Oh wait, setup. Okay.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, this new YouTube setup. So.
Oh, beta.
Yes.
Yeah, I switched mine back.
Yeah, I switched it back at one point because yesterday I was trying to put up that video and it wouldn't go, and it got to like 98%, and then I went to sleep and woke up the next morning. It was still at 98%. It's like, what the hell?
For beta males.
What's that?
YouTube. They should go YouTube for beta males.
Well, they're doing they're changing the setup for all the.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
It's not as easy to. You're gonna have to relearn how to use it.
There should be some sort of forum where people can just BI them out.
Well,
yeah, they should be able to just give some sort of feedback about this garbage. Because
Avery D says the former supervillain of the internet, Captain Cummings, is the one that got him into CG.
Yeah.
Yep.
I watch it. I sometimes will see his stream. He's just like in his car going to college, and he's talking about stuff that it's like, okay, some people might enjoy whatever he's talking about, but it's not comic books and most of the time, and it's just kind of something that I could already see maybe on the quartering or people giving their opinion about politics or whatever. I can see that on a lot of other channels.
I started out listening to him, but once I didn't even have this channel then, and I didn't have any account really, except the fact that you have one technically if you have a Gmail, but I didn't have this channel.
All right, how do you post a picture in Discord?
How would I know?
Oh, all right, well.
Seriously, how would I know?
Yeah, I don't use Discord. I just hear a bunch of these internet ops going on there, people
Yeah.
spying on each other, so I don't use it.
Yeah, I never hear anything good about Discord.
Well, I know that's a lot of people go and just have conversations. So
Yeah, like arguing back and forth about communism. That's what I've heard about. Maybe they have normal conversations. Maybe there's some normal people out there having normal conversations on Discord. But I always hear like some really extreme, wacky thing going on.
Yeah, all I hear
But
is
that could, I don't know.
all I hear about is gay ops, dude.
Yeah.
all right,
It's called
just
internet
go
ops,
plus
but yeah,
sign.
that's what it's called.
Oh, okay. I see where it is. I see where the plus is. All right. Sorry.
There's been so many different times that people have been like recorded on there, like plotting against one another. And it's probably just it could even be might even be less than 1% of the activity on there. But it's all that I care about. So
Yep.
I know that there's a lot of negative things. Like, I mean, there were negative things about Facebook and any sort of platform that once I joined, it turned out not to be true. It could very well be the same way about Discord, that it's all over exaggerated. It's just that I think I would have to download a program and stuff, and I'm kind of lazy.
Why can't I just like use it like a regular?
Yeah. I'm kind of. It sounds like people have different servers and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of what, when you set up the Discord, you set up your own server. I don't know if it's an actual server or not, or if it's just like your own personal,
And maybe what goes on these servers, I think one server could be totally different than a different server. But I'm just hearing about these really lame servers where people are arguing and.
Yeah. Okay. Yoka Milk, I put an image. Okay. That's probably the best image of him, because you get it in color and so forth. I mean, I have other things. I have other pictures in there I can upload as well, but
what do you have?
The best one.
Do you have people talk? Do you have like discussions and stuff on your Discord?
Oh, right now it's just me and Yoka Milk.
Oh, okay. I thought
he helped me set up my Discord, but I don't have anybody in it, so.
Well, I thought they could be distracting people from going to your Discord, and it's like, I don't want to do that.
No. I'm not.
I'll do that. Don't go to his Discord. It's cancer.
For all I know, it could be better than Facebook. I don't know, because Facebook has a lot of weird things going on. Like, I think that's where that group that plotted against Zach, I think that was like some Facebook group of these different
Professionals, so-called professionals.
There were these different retailers didn't want to sell his book, right?
Yeah.
Psychos.
Yeah, and so they use Facebook for that, and that's not the majority of activity on Facebook. Isn't actually the majority of activity on Facebook is probably plotting against people at this point.
See here,
there's all sorts of arguments on there as well.
I'm going to show you guys some. What the hell is that? I don't know what the heck's going on behind me. These are just some of the pinups that I put in. Nighthawk Warrior, I'm doing good today, man. Doing good.
What's up?
These are some of the pinups that I put in book one. The first few here were actually our artist friends of ours that we've known for many, many years. This is Harold and this is Rich. They're both indie comic people, and they did. I like when people do their version of Hero. They're not copying my version of Hero, and they do their own thing. And it's like Harold did this one back in 2012, and the only image I had at the time was that very first image.
Wait a second. How long has this Harold thing been around?
Oh, I created him back in 2011.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we didn't actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, this was the original.
Though?
Yeah, this right here is the very first drawing I ever did a Hero. And you see the big, huge snake behind him, and he looked really different back then.
Was this indie published?
What's that?
This was some independent published.
Well, originally it was just an idea. Originally it was just one image idea, and we then sat on it for almost 4 years. It wasn't until 2015 did we start working on book one. So yeah, it took us 2 years.
What are you looking at right now?
This is the black and white version of book one.
Oh, okay.
So, and Avery Avery has already colored all these pages, and it looks fantastic in color. So
it's got some fan art in the end, or
yeah. I'll show you.
Nice.
These were actually images of friends of ours that did it. These were actually some professionals that I met at comic conventions and so forth. This one was Cindy Foster and Jeremy Hobbs. They are a husband and wife couple that did a comic book called Oops, and they drew Hero riding on a griffin, which I absolutely love. And this is from Luciano Vecchio. He is currently the artist on Ironheart for Marvel.
Oh wow, yeah, that's the one. That's the better Ironheart.
Yes, it is. Yeah, well, he did the
one that's they were actually developing the character's personality and the artwork. That's great.
Are you going to include all that art in a Comicsgate book now?
Probably. I don't think any of them care, but
they might.
I don't care. This is my character drawn by
people. Are these books already printed out?
What's that?
Are these books for the Indiegogo campaign already pre-printed?
No, they're not printed yet.
This is the sample one.
No, this is the black and white version. This is the version I printed back in 2016. So,
okay, you're gonna have it colored.
Because see, we're already working on book 3. Book 1, all the art and story had been done back in 2016.
Will people be able to get the first book, or like a variant of that?
Well, the version that we're putting out now on the Indiegogo is the full color version. So,
okay. Yeah. Is it going to contain the same storyline?
Yeah. Well, we've made some minor changes to some of the storyline and some of the dialogue, but overall, it's the same story. So, but
hey, Kodiak.
Hey, Kodiak, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
We can't hear you.
Anything? Hello?
Okay, we're getting a little bit better. Oh. See, eventually, in a future book of Hero, I want to have a Kodiak drawing. I want to have a Yoka Milk drawing. Anybody out there.
Yeah.
I want to put you. I've got the John Dillard drawing of Hero that he did. I've got the Rick from Cross Comics. I got his drawing to put in a future.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah. But I would go from convention to convention and get people to draw.
Is the Canadian Hero the one that Rick did? I mean, is that what he calls it?
No,
that'd be funny. Like a big maple leaf on his.
Here's one from Jake Parker. Jake Parker is the guy who started Inktober.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and his art's fantastic. And
yeah, these all look really impressive.
Yeah, and then there's
in their own way.
You need a frog character named Ethan.
No, I don't need a frog.
He's like, no, I don't need that.
Well, here, let me show you. This is the one that I'm really proud of. This is book 2, which this is also completely done.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I'm not flipping through it fast enough. You don't see it, but Avery is currently coloring this. I think he's working on page
38.
Page 38. He's working on this page right now.
Oh wow!
So, but actually, this book is much bigger. The original story for book 1 was 150 pages. For book 2,
so this is the color. It's going to be the colorized remastered or something. Version?
Yes, he's coloring it right now. And here I'll show you some of the Let's see, James Silvini, who is he's very much of a Disney-esque artist. His stuff is fantastic. Absolutely love this image of Hero. Ben Caldwell, who is also very fantastic. He did this sketch for me.
Nice.
When I originally showed him Hero, he said, okay, what kind of animal is that? I said, well, he was originally based on a raccoon. He goes, okay, raccoon. I'll go with that.
Wow.
Let's see what else I got in here. Jay Fosgit. Agnes.
My kid wants to know what type of animal he is because he keeps saying he looks like a bobcat.
He was originally based on a raccoon, but he's not a raccoon. He's a Tilmaroon.
Yeah, these all look really impressive.
And this is fan art. This was a young lady that I met at a convention in Auburndale City. She did this one for me, which is fantastic. She was like nice. in a manga style. And this was a girl. This was a girl who was sitting with another artist at MegaCon, and she asked about getting a sketch. I said, I'll do a sketch for you if you do a sketch for me. And she says, well, I'm not the artist. And I said, oh, well, I don't care.
Oh, that's cute.
She signed it Cindy, not the artist.
Nice.
Because she was sitting at her friend's table, and I just thought that was funny. And then this is a little girl actually lives here in town named Lilia.
Oh, that's
She was
cute
5.
as well. Wow.
And then this is a friend of mine named Jim, his son, James, who I think he's now 6 or 7. But when he was 4, he did these sketches for me.
Wow, that's better than I can do.
So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he does nowadays. So
That's super dope.
And I
what
love.
you come up with too.
I love that you put that in there. That's
Here,
so
check
cool.
it out. I did.
Oh, I love those.
Marvel Universe style
Yeah.
bio pictures.
I used to love when they did the Transformers. It was
Yep.
the best.
Yep, I had started doing these, and I kind of stopped. I actually did I did here Brock, his mother, and a couple other characters, and I just never finished putting the.
It reminds me of those wiki pages that are devoted to different characters nowadays. So Marvel used to do that as well.
And here's these are both were based on the Marvel Universe handbook. I always love the handbook.
Oh, you've never seen the Marvel Universe handbooks, Lorenzo?
No, that would have actually been helpful.
Oh, dude, they did a couple of different series. They were like 12. They were like 12-issue miniseries.
It would have gotten me interested. It would
just stat sheets like that for like everybody in the Marvel universe. They did.
Yes, they're awesome.
They did one in the early '80s and then again in the early '90s or something like
This
that.
is for,
They kind of died out in the 90s, but they
Well, no, what happened is when they started to bring them back in the last like 10 years, but instead of using original art, because the original Marvel Universe, the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, each character was an original piece of art with a flashback or that was part of a comic. They started just cutting images out of the comics. There wasn't any more original art.
Oh, that's trash.
Because we had if you look at some of the original Marvel handbooks, you had Walter Simonson, you had Art Adams, you had there was the update that they did. It was like 98 or something. Had Todd McFarlane, Hulk, Todd McFarlane, Hobgoblin. I mean, it was just.
we got to do a Comicsgate version of that.
It was their top artist.
Yes, they picked the top artists. Rob Liefeld had a bunch in there at one point.
I really missed out on a lot. My folks were into Mad Magazine. So,
here's the thing,
right,
Lorenzo.
but they weren't into the comic books as much.
Do you have a local comic shop? Magazine.
I do.
Yeah. Do they have a 50-cent bin?
Yeah. A lot of those in 50
Start scouring those 50-cent bins and go in any small convention. You know those little like one-day shows.
Yeah.
Go to those and hit the 50-cent bins. You will find tons of this kind of stuff from the 80s and 90s. Tons of it. Like huge runs of like Avengers, Fantastic Four, Thor, the Marvel handbooks, the old Uncanny X-Men, Jim Lee, Will Spertasio, Mark Silvestri era Uncanny.
Oh, that sounds great.
You'll find tons of this stuff. It may be reader copies, not in mint condition, but you'll find tons of it in 50-cent bins. That way, when you go to buy the fill-in issues and have to pay higher prices, you save some money and you get to read it.
Oh, I see. Huh.
You'll find tons of it, man. Tons of great stuff. The 50-cent bins are full of, well, there's a lot of junk, but there's also a very healthy amount of good stuff people have forgotten about that were great, solid runs all through the late 70s to the late 90s. Is it filling 50-cent bins up?
I mainly remember seeing a bunch of IDW stuff.
Like, you guys ready for this?
Star Trek and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is what you need to find.
Yeah.
The essentials for the Marvel Universe Deluxe editions. This is black and white. You don't have the color, but
still, that would be awesome. I'd love to have that.
Phoenix.
Dude, is that a Paul Smith?
I believe that's John Romita Jr.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I love it.
It has Paladin by Brian Boland.
Nice.
Yeah, John Romita Jr. But it has a list of who all the artists are in here. But this is great for character guides. But here, this is the second edition of the handbook. The first edition was very much similar to this. Then they did an update version.
Look at the date on that in the inside cover. 85, 86, 84.
This was first published in 2006.
What are they gonna?
Yeah, that's
No, it was. Yeah, see, this was the original version. Then there was this version, and then there was this version, which is the update, the 89 update. This is the one. This is when I was really into the comics.
Yeah.
Check this out.
God, that just brings me
Megan
back.
Ellen Davis. Look how gorgeous that is.
Yeah.
I remember to move the book down. But Master Mold by Walter Simonson.
Wow.
The update.
Oh, go back to that Marauders. Dude,
Mark Silvestri. did
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Rick's got something kind of like that with his comic book
Oh,
character.
wait. I think I seen John Buscema.
oh yeah.
Back up. To the head. That one. Whoop. Too far. Is that no, I don't know if that's a Buscema Wolverine.
Oh, I
Anyway.
can tell you. Hold on.
You know that Rick,
I doubt it.
Rick from Cross Comics
Mike Harris.
has something like this, but with all of his characters, and it lists their different attributes.
Adam Webb.
Yep.
It's not as I don't think it's anywhere near as detailed as this, but
Yeah,
it
but
has their backstories and stuff.
This is probably exactly where he got the idea from.
Yeah, that's what I was always, I wondered about that. Where
Ooh, I saw some more.
Remember when
Walter
Jubilee looked like this?
Yeah.
For a brief second.
Yeah.
Dude, I always thought they just kind of. She's a second-rate character because nobody ever knew what to do with her. But I knew.
Go back, Andrew.
I actually remember her from the cartoons.
Yeah, but she was always. Everybody hated her because she shot fireworks. I'm like,
Walter Simonson, Infectia.
That's kind of
I
cool.
know, that's all Walter Simonson on that.
Yep. Here.
He was doing X Factor at the time.
Check this out. Todd McFarlane Hulk. Isn't that awesome?
God, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Todd McFarlane Hobgoblin. That's just awesome. But these books are great for references. And then the next one they did, which I did not like, was this one. This one annoyed the hell out of me because they did it on the the comics that it came out with had it so that you could take the pages out and you could put them in like a three binder folder. What they did is it was like this so that you could see wraparounds of all the characters.
Ew.
Yeah, it was all right, but it was great for reference, But I never liked it. I liked seeing the.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, it's just
Hey, look, it's
Hey,
Cage.
when he used to be called Cage, yeah.
it's something that sounds good, but it doesn't work out very well.
It's kind of boring in a lot of cases, but
He was
Yeah, the
so
other stuff
90s.
was just so amazing.
Black Queen, she got to hold up her thing so you can see her butt. Black Panther,
It just doesn't have the same build to it, though.
Avengers,
the other
West
stuff.
Coast.
I kind of like it. I grew on me real fast.
Avengers. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Look at this. So you got the Avengers. This one is art by Paul Neary and Joe Rubenstein. Very cool. The first line up. Then you have this one, which Don Heck and Joe Rubenstein. Very cool. Neil.
No, that really sticks out. What is that?
Michael
Look at
Metzger.
that.
It looks like Neil Adams, but it's not. So
Definitely, that giant man definitely looks like Neil Adams,
yeah.
and that Vision.
This one's by Kieran Dwyer and Jeff Rubenstein. Very cool. George Perez.
Yep.
Very cool.
George Perez.
And then what's this one?
That one's kind of
Rick
dark.
Levins and Joseph. Well, that's because
That one's printed from color. That's
it
why.
was printed from color, which that kills it. Seventh lineup. This one is Al Milgram.
It doesn't look like they didn't actually commission somebody specifically to do this.
Well,
No,
they
it's a bunch
did,
of
but it wasn't a single individual person. So Al Milgram here.
I'm surprised they didn't have it like in just people drawing in black and white.
They did for some of it.
Yeah. Awesome Android. But yeah, I never liked this version of the Marvel handbook. This was the one. This is I was a fan of. This is the one that I became a fan of, and mainly because I found them in 50-cent bins. But then when they did the update, I was all over the update. Oh, dude, Avery, Mark Silvestri, Adversary.
Dope, dude.
It does.
It's funny how that just a standing pose used to get us so excited.
Look,
so they went back to the original format again.
Is that Junior?
Yep. And then Any Monitor by Brent Blevins.
Yeah, I was trying to say Brent Blevins. Yep.
And
that Apocalypse, that's a classic.
What's so funny? The Apocalypse, I think that's Walter Simonson. To be honest.
It looks like Walt.
It's Walter Simonson here, but then it's Rob Liefeld.
Yep.
In the backup pages.
Was this in the 90s then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is 89. 89 is when this originally came out.
And was it after the other one that you just showed us then?
Yes.
Wow, so they went back to the format.
This was the 89 update.
That looks really nice. So they just decided that other format didn't work and they went back.
Yeah, they changed formats and I never liked that, but
okay, well I'm very impressed again.
These essentials are not okay. Check this out. You got Bird Brain by Brent Blevins. You got the Black Fox by Todd McFarlane, because at the time he was drawing Spider-Man. He had moved on from the Hulk and started drawing Spider-Man.
Is this the way they used to keep their characters? Like we're not going to use this character, so let's put them in. Let's publish them in this so that we have.
Oh yeah, that
absolutely could be true.
Well, what is it? They don't use it that they could get somebody could use it and they could get.
That could work. I mean, yeah, that could be a part of it.
This one here, Box. This is Jim Lee.
Do you think fall into public domain? People don't.
That is early Jim Lee. Then that is
the character fall into public domain if it's unused.
Yeah, that go back.
It depends. I'm not sure. There's a time thing.
Look at now the next page, the very next page. Is that sequentials by Jim? Because it damn sure looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from his Alpha Flight, isn't it?
Yep. Right. And we got two John Romita Juniors back to back, Bullet and Bullseye.
Are these in alphabetical? Ah, yes, that's
yes.
Interesting.
Bushwhacker by Rick Lee.
Rick Leonardi, dude. Oh yeah.
How would they do a live action Bushwhacker?
CG.
No, I mean, like if you're trying to do
the Chameleon by Todd McFarlane,
a reality-based Bushwhacker.
I guess you'd have to make it cybernetics.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Chemistro, Cheney,
Comet Man.
Oh, does Marvel do this anymore?
Jones. That's cool.
Oh, wow.
Does Marvel make these anymore? No. And what sort of characters would they put in there if they did?
I would really like to.
I mean, not that all their characters are bad nowadays. It's just some of them kind of are.
Well, these were really cool guides too.
I really wonder if a lot of these were just invented for this book, though.
Well, one of the cool things about
Dr. Bong.
He was a She-Hulk villain. Actually, that one is drawn by Dr. Bong.
They used to have some really corny, cheesy characters, man. Marvel has a long history of bad characters now.
Yeah.
They just tend to fall away.
But is that a really bad character or a really good character?
He was a She-Hulk.
It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, I get what Lorenzo's asking. He's like,
because that looks kind of dope. Excuse the pun.
What what he means is it was that part of the charm.
Oh, dude, what?
Yeah.
Who is that?
That's Dream Queen by Jim Lee.
Oh, that's
wow.
She was from the Alpha Flight that he was doing at the time.
Dude.
This is back when he was still young and not imitating, but emulating people.
What the heck happened to Alpha Flight? I was asking Rick about it. He said it only came out like every once in a while. They'd have it, and then they'd get rid of it, then they bring it back.
It's never been popular.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, it's a team of entirely D-list characters. They're fine for supporting roles. They're not. They've never been strong. None of them have ever been strong enough to hold a book.
And that sums up Canada in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Yeah.
No, it's just joking.
They always teasingly blame it on the Canada thing, but I don't think that's it. I think, like Avery just said,
No,
they were
Avery Gossamer by
know,
Brent
dude.
Levins. That's gorgeous.
Canada should have.
I love how you guys can look at something and recognize. Like I'll recognize Silvestri, but you guys recognize almost everyone. It's like,
Well,
I
think we've been.
People.
Was that a Todd McFarlane Hobgoblin?
Yes.
Yeah. That was way back. You don't have to back up. There's.
People have a very specific way. Once someone has a well-defined style, the way they put a pen to paper and the type of pen they use tends to stay the same, and it's easy Silvestri.
Yeah.
Instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
Well, it's like somebody looks at EVS and when people can know, well, this is definitely EVS's style, or
yeah, you would never
got his style.
That's why I know that you could have never really got away with this in the 90s, because they would all had to been popping out the panel, or these are all just standing characters, man, and they're good. I like them.
Eric
Larson, really?
Yeah.
Larson, when he used to give a shit.
Yeah,
right.
He was working on Spider-Man back then.
He's just started his own Instagram. I was like, I didn't even realize it was him, because he put his name as
Blevins.
Spider by Brent Levins, yeah. Even the panels are awesome.
Yeah, dude, Blevins is fantastic, dude.
Yeah, this is great stuff. It's too bad that Marvel does,
Tarantula.
Got some good. We got some good stuff. Sounds like there's a good person working at there's some good people working on what was it, Ironheart they were talking about earlier. That's definitely gotten better. It's just, but there's nothing like this anymore.
The best and only Venom.
Yeah, I guess Venom was pretty popular. It was the recently when he renumbered it a few months ago. And people that
it's the only way Marvel sells stuff nowadays.
Yeah, the origin story. I don't know how many times they've come up with a Venom origin story.
Yeah, I know. They keep.
And that sold a lot of copies, apparently.
Oh, that was Mike Mignola.
Yeah, hold on. The Vista, whatever. Oh, Wong. And then there was another one in here. Brent Levins. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I'm surprised.
That dude in a wheelchair.
I'm surprised Miller wasn't in this at all.
Frank Miller? They would have had to have reused his artwork.
He
because
he did some of the early stuff.
There was a character in a wheelchair. I don't think it was Professor X either. That was kind of.
Oh, that's the Cyclops I remember right there in the side panel.
This is the. I think. There's a costume for Cyclops that was in one of the handbooks of the Marvel Universe that was never ever used. So the only appearance of the costume was in the book. I know it's weird, but well, check this out. Hawkeye's quiver and all his different bows and arrows.
Oh, that's cool.
They actually spent time.
That's just fun stuff. They just took time to do that.
Yeah.
Now, why is Catwoman in the?
It's not Catwoman. That's
I know. That's Catwoman.
Oh yeah, they used to rip each other off all the time. Nomad, remember Nomad? Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he Bucky for real?
Bucky. Yeah.
Did we know that in the 90s?
Yeah.
It was one of the Buckies.
Oh.
I don't remember which Bucky it was, but it was one of the Buckies.
What's a Bucky?
Captain America's sidekick, Bucky.
Oh, Bucky. What?
It's just the way you said it. It's just the way you said it. Oh, I'm telling you, you're our Cecil.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I thought Falcon was
Who's watching who's watching the pro version of Drawn and Quartered tonight, where they're all drawing Cecil pictures?
Oh God.
Oh, I'll watch. I'm gonna keep inking my Lone Star. That's. But
you get to sleep in tomorrow, don't you?
Oh, I
Bucky
do.
Barnes.
Oh, I do. Oh, punch my testicles and call me Margaret.
Oh,
Which reminds
what?
me, you go. Wow.
Oh,
I had a good nap today, and I got the ink. Oh, I feel so good.
you weird.
Dude,
So he became a Winter Soldier. Bucky Barnes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know which, but there's been multiple Buckys. I don't know if it was Bucky Barnes that was Nomad.
Yes, it was. No, it was. No.
I think it was the other Bucky. I think it was the other. I think it was the other Bucky.
He was killed and then came back as the Winter Soldier. He was never Nomad.
It was the other Bucky that became Nomad.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They actually tried to Robin Bucky where there was multiple Buckys. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I forgot his name. There was another Bucky.
Are you working on a squirrel girl or a skunk girl image?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was doing that last night, but I haven't felt well all day, so I haven't done any more on it.
That's cute.
Very nice, very nice.
Manny's already started because I was on the stream with him. He's already started to ink it and color it. So
nice.
Which reminds me, nobody will probably see me for about a week because of the vacation this weekend. So just to let you guys know,
we didn't tell you could go on vacation. What?
I needed to put in my time. I need to ask for vacation now. Wait.
You've got chats to moderate. You've got
yeah,
because you're mod on you're a mod. I know you're a mod on Elliot and John Malin.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You're supposed to file vacation requests in writing. At least 15 days before you take vacation. So
I was drunk monitoring last night on Malin's stream with Ethan and
yeah. I woke up this morning to go to work, man. And I and I look and I didn't say anything, but I saw you in the chat. I was just like, freaking really?
Yeah, it's like, when does this guy sleep? Jesus.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I was just streaming with this asshole, and he's there he is being moderator. I went to work and I listened some more while I was mopping the dog pee.
Well, do you remember when he was telling us the story about how he was ready for bed and then he got an invite to join Elliot's stream, and then he ended up streaming with him for like 6 hours? Yeah, that's
very impressive. That's stamina.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Our Kodiak.
Are you really a bear? Is that part of it?
What?
Are you really a bear?
Yeah, I hibernate. I even chew grass for a butt plug.
I thought you were gonna make, when you made your video about your nickname, I thought you were called Kodiak, having something to do with Alaska, and it's like, I'm called Kodiak because I'm a bear.
Yeah,
no, not really. Your nickname is Bear.
No. He's a Canadian.
When I came home from the hospital, like literally, like I was only like a week old. My dad nicknamed me Bear, so everybody, my whole life has called me Bear. My wife calls me Bear. But the Kodiak thing was something my sister came up with. It was like, she was into things like Alpha Flight and Teen Titans and a little bit and a lot of bit X-Men right before it went to the big overhaul of the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
So the John Byrne X-Men, yeah. So she came up with the idea of Kodiak. And
that's cool.
I didn't know what it was, and she's like, it's the biggest grizzly bear, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So, but then like 4 years later, Liefeld came out with a character called Kodiak, and it is what it is.
Did you say your dad got upset about that?
Yeah, this is a man who like caressed every comic book ever, and he tossed it across the room like yeah, he's like, oh man, dang it, But
because did you guys come up with your own comic book characters too?
Yeah.
You and your sister?
Yeah, did back then.
Did you have a character named Kodak? Was that the deal?
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
And then like in like the 2006, right before YouTube became huge, or while it was becoming huge, I did Blogger a lot, and we would do this. I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, that was an old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
You'd write a story, and then somebody would play off of your story, and blah blah blah. So
I think LiveJournal was something kind of similar, but
that's what I was saying, because one of my story ideas I got to play on there was that Jubilee grew up and actually became one of the leaders of the X-Men, and her power grew from just these sparklers things to actually being nuclear. She's actually very powerful mutant. And I was like, why don't they always, I mean, they never did anything with Jubilee where she became anything.
Oh my!
Well, she became a vampire, don't you know?
What?
oh, what? You did?
She became a vampire.
Dude,
Oh boy!
dude, check out what I found on Amazon for $25.
Oh, wow, that's a great price.
Oh, wow.
X-Men Classic Complete Volume 1. It's like 500 and something pages. Reprinting
Nice.
the classic.
Oh, man.
They used to reprint Uncanny X-Men as Classic X-Men or X-Men Classic,
Yeah, I remember.
where they went through like the John Byrne run and the stuff before. You know,
Now, does that include all the extra stuff, like the Brian Boland stuff and all?
I don't know.
That would be the stuff that would be really good.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days, Marvel cuts down and they'll maybe have a few new comic books that are out there, or they'll just mainly publish old stuff. You think that'll ever happen? I mean, some of the stuff they're not selling, they might just discontinue, and they'll keep selling the old stuff.
Well, if you think about it, if they go completely digital, that means all of our X-Force #1s that we have will actually be worth something.
Yeah.
Because they won't be making...
Hey, Avery, I have one of these.
Are they going digital now?
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this thing's huge. I've been meaning to read it, but
Gotham has the Mutant Massacre collected in hardback. It's like $100.
oh wow, isn't that right before Angel like lost his wings and stuff?
That's how he lost. That's how he lost his wings.
God, I loved that thing. Even though I had never got the chance to read it, I was always reading because my favorite character was Archangel, so they would always reference.
Yeah, Mutant Massacre is the reason the X-Men went into hiding and let everybody think they're dead. Some of the characters ended up in England and started Excaliburs because they were convalescing from their wounds.
Now, what's this called? This collection?
That one that we're looking at?
Yeah.
I think...
The one that I had?
Yeah, this Uncanny X-Men.
Omnibus. The Omnibus Volume 1. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with the all different X-Men where Cochran came on. They brought in Wolverine and Storm. And...
Yeah, when they first, that's when, isn't that when they became really big?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, because
they were on the brink of being canceled at that.
Oh, yeah.
That, so. Because
they were doing like they were Fantastic Four, where they did some issues, then all they were doing was reprinting those issues. Like I have like I have the issue with Frankenstein, where was the X-Men versus Frankenstein, but I don't have the first time they did it. I have the reprint.
Right.
You know how many times I've held that book on Giant Says X-Men?
Wow.
Nice. But before, like, you knew to take care of it, you know, it's like before you had bag and boards and all that stuff. Of course, my father was already predated that stuff the way he took care of books anyway.
What were the giant sized?
What?
It was a thicker book.
Okay.
Yeah. Instead of being 24 pages of art with the plus ads, it was like a 48 pager.
Right.
Or a 36 or something like that.
Yeah, 46.
Yeah, they also used to do magazine size versions of some books. Like there was a Hulk comic called The Savage Hulk that Walter Simonson worked on in the late 70s.
Yeah.
I want to see those. I've never seen one.
I was thinking of what it would be. What
There
it would.
used to be a Conan also.
Nice.
Yeah, we had all the Conan, but I forgot there was a couple Hulk like that, and Vampirella and Eerie and stuff like that. I was wondering recently what it would take to do your IP that way. Like if you could find somebody who prints them that way.
Hey guys, I want to show you something real quick. Yoka Milk did a hero drawing for me.
Oh, cool.
I just got to find where I put it. I just make a copy of it. Boy, did I slow down the conversation quickly, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Well, you didn't have it ready to show.
Yeah, I know.
That's why you killed it.
I thought I'd have it ready. My computer is going so frick-ass slow right now.
Oh.
Just going so slow.
He said frick ass.
Oh, freak ass.
Freak ass.
But it's not even freak ass. Freak ass would make sense. He said frick ass.
Frick.
Like he tried to half censor himself and. All
I
right.
do that all the time. I make up words in order to, maintain my spotless virgin reputation.
Like Mother Blucker or whatever you say. Mother Pucker.
Looks like we're kind of behind in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I do say bass awkward.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. I love Bass Awkward.
What the heck is this doing? All right, here. Let me show you the picture. Hold on. It's actually a really good picture. Share. Look at that guy. He's adorable.
Awesome.
Look at
That's
that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. That's
He's
nice.
got those bedroom eyes.
Yeah. It's a nice take on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Marvel Essentials for X-Men Volume 9 is almost $200
Jesus.
with the Jim Lee reprint, where they did a horrible job of reprinting some of the Jim Lee stuff.
Very horrible job.
What is it now?
The X-Men Essentials. You know those newsprint, those big fat newsprint things where they reprinted stuff?
Yeah.
The X-Men Essentials Volume 9 is like $200.
And that's the crappy one because they took it from the colored files and not from the black and white files.
Heck, dude, that one I have, the Volume 8, is people want almost $50 for it.
Yeah,
Is that the better one?
No,
Well,
it's Silvestri and it's printed properly.
Yeah, they don't publish those essentials anymore. They're not in print anymore, so they're harder and harder to find.
Yeah,
But if you go to a big show, you can get some of them for as cheap as like $5 a piece.
yeah, but you can't get these.
Yeah, because they're the popular ones.
Although I did get my X-Men in a $5 one, but now it's like almost $50.
Yeah, Yoka Milk, if you want to do me another drawing, that'd be awesome. I will work out some arrangements. I want to get it from you. I'll give you an address. You can send it to me, and I'll reimburse you for the shipping. But I definitely want to have a picture. But that one, the one you did so far, looks awesome. Looks great. So please continue.
Yeah, let me
I give you
screen
permission.
share.
I love it.
Essentials X-Men Volume 9, $196 is what this.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not paying it either because it's a newsprint book.
Yeah, I've got a couple of X-Men Essentials that I bought in New York. So
yeah, I have one. I have Volume 9 where they get to Inferno. I mean Volume 8, not Volume 9. I wish I had 9.
Yeah.
Check.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yoka Milk's a young woman. I don't know. We haven't discussed that far yet, but
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. If you could send me a good scan of it, I'll still use it. If you can't send it to me, that's fine. We'll figure it.
I wish I'd bought these.
Looks like Commodore was saying something about Gotham City, a city in New Jersey that doesn't exist, an island that doesn't exist.
When did the Essential X-Men come out?
Well, they stopped doing essential Essentials years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I bought mine 10 years ago at probably New York because I have Essentials X-Men Volume 8, Essentials X Factor Volume 3. I've got a couple other ones. I've got like Volume 1 of Web of Spider-Man. I've got Volume 3 of Thor. And I was buying them for $5 each. Some of them Andrew gave me. And he was getting them for $5 each at conventions.
Yeah, whenever I'd see them, $5 or cheaper, I'd usually pick them up. So
yeah, well, I wish I'd bought it. I wish I'd bought a lot more of them.
Yeah,
but then again, hindsight, just like the day, it's like, hey, whenever the first appearance of Cable and Deadpool were all up in the 50-cent bins, I wish I'd snatched every one of them.
Yeah, I know.
Because those characters were hot. The books were worth $50. Then they fell in the toilet, and no one wanted them.
And then all of a sudden, they made them into movies.
For years, for almost decades, for almost a couple of decades, you could find those books anytime you wanted for nothing.
Yeah. Crazy, man. All right, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up this evening. I appreciate everybody coming by. Yokamil, Commodore, Nighthawk. What? What was that, Kodiak?
That was a real sneeze.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
That was
We do have a mute button,
I clicked it the wrong way. I was already on mute.
Was
I
that a
hit
real
it sneeze. That was a real sneeze, yeah, man.
Yokamil,
achoo! You actually went achoo.
Yeah, I was like,
Yokamil,
because I was holding it to mute myself, but I hit unmute instead.
Well, I'm trying to say something here. So, Yokamilk, you can send me whatever you want. I would greatly appreciate it, and I think it'd be awesome. So, whatever you want to do is fine. Nighthawk Warrior, absolutely. If you'd like to draw a hero, be my guest. I love fan art. Absolutely. Kodiak, you have to unmute yourself, man. I muted you for a second because I was trying to address the people in the chat.
I had already muted myself.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm gonna draw Skunk Girl shooting Hero in the butt.
yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah, I'm going to quit and join John Dillard's project, Shiro, the original Hero character.
Well, Avery, I only have one thing to say to that.
That's gonna be Andrew's sign off from now on.
Yeah, flat Earth is flat. All right, good night, everybody. We'll talk to you all later, okay?
Fat Earth is fat.
What?
Fat Earth